Why, hello there. I'm sorry, that was so terrible. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be answering all your questions about sizing for Doc Martens. So on my Instagram stories, I asked you guys what questions you had, and now I'm going to answer them all in this video for you. I'm going to explain to you how to know what size to get in all kinds of different docs, such as Chelseas, Oxfords, boots, platforms, sandals, you name it. I'm also going to show you how you will know you got the right size in your docs, as well as what you can do if you did order a pair that is too big or too small. So let's get on with the video. So my general rule when you're a half size like me is to always size down. So since I'm a size 10.5, in these basic black 1460s, I size down to a 10. I find these run pretty true to size, so if you're a true size 10, I would still get a size 10, or if you're like a true size 8.5, I would get a size 8. But this pair will most likely be at a shoe retailer, so you could always double check with 1460s because they are such a popular size. I get a size 10 in all my platform boots as well. These are the Sinclairs, and I also have a size 10 in these. And so I really wanted to get a pair of the Sinclair High Max boots, but they weren't sold on the website when I was looking for them, and I found them secondhand in a size 9, which is these. And if I'm being honest, they don't fit me that great. They're pretty tight and they can hurt a lot and they don't really seem to break in. I don't know if that's the actual shoe or just the fact that I got the wrong size, but I just definitely would not recommend sizing down like all the way to like a size and a half lower, because I feel like they run pretty true to size. Next is the basic 1461s. These Oxfords don't have any platform at all, and I still get a size 10 in them. I have two pairs of 1461s that are non-platform, and both of them I got a size 10. I've tried to get a size 9 in these before, but they were definitely way too tight to wear, so I would recommend getting either your true size, or if you're a half size, size down in these. So next is the platform Oxfords, and these are such a struggle to get the right size in. So this pair is a size 9 and it finally works for me, but I've gone through so many pairs of platform Oxfords trying to find the right size for me because I thought that I was a size 10 in them like the normal 1461s, but they always felt too loose when I was walking and they just weren't that comfortable because I felt like I had to like hold them in place while I was walking, if that made sense. So I finally switched out the 1461 quads for the size 9 ones. They were tight at first because they were like new condition, but once I wore them like for one day, I can notice they were starting to shape to my foot a little bit better as I broke them in. So I decided to switch out my bethans for a size 9 as well. And it was a very good decision because now these also fit me so much better. I have this pair in a size 10 and it is definitely way too big. I even put these heel grips on them to help with that. And I haven't tried insoles, so maybe that would help. But when I walk around in them, they're like loose on my feet and like I'll lift up my ankle and it'll like fall out of the shoe almost, and they just don't feel very secure when I'm walking in them. So I really want to find these in a size 9. They're just really hard to find, so that's the only reason I haven't replaced these yet. So yeah, in normal 1461s, I would get either your normal size if you're a whole size, like a 7, 8, 9, or I would size down if you are a half size, such as a 7.5, 8.5, 9.5. But if you're going for a pair of the platform Oxfords, I would definitely try to size down if you're a half size, at least to the size below you. So like if you're 7.5, I would go for a 7. But if you're normally a size 7, I would honestly go for a 6 because they just run so big for some reason. So next is the church quads. This is another pair that I originally had in a size 10 but had to size down in. So the size 10 had a lot of room at the toes. My foot didn't feel like secure in them, so I knew they were too big. And then I ended up getting this size 9. And honestly, the first day I regretted it because I thought that I had made a mistake and gone too small because my pinky toe felt like cramped and it was like I was wearing heels and it was like gonna go numb. But now they're fine. So this is another pair where if you're a half size, definitely size down. And if you're a whole size, I would also try to size down. So these are actually a size 9 because they're all I could find them in. But honestly, I would probably get your true size in these because they run really similar to the platform boots. Even though they are a bit small for me now, I can tell as I'm wearing them that they are shaping to my feet. So I wouldn't be too worried about these because it feels like either a 9 or a 10 could work for me. So just as long as you don't size up, then you should be good. Next I have a pair of leonas, which I think run really similar to platform boots, even though they do have a heel. I would choose the same size for these as you would for platform boots. So last, I have a pair of their sandals. These are called the gryphon quads. And I'm just gonna tell you up front, when in doubt with sandals, size down. I can't believe how weird the sizing is on these. Like, if I got a size 10 of these, and I've tried size 10s on, there's like 3 inches of space between my toes and the end of the shoes. And they're like way too big. And usually I have to like buckle them so tight that it digs into my ankle and is just so painful. So yeah, if it wasn't obvious, I got these in a 9. Because after multiple attempts with wearing a size 10, I realized like these just, you have to size down in these. So let's say you wear a size 8, 100% get a 7 any day. You wear a size 7, get a 6. Because these run so long and so wide that you just have to size down in them, which is super annoying because I feel like a lot of people get confused by the sizing for these and have to either return them or can't wear them. But yeah, that's your warning. So basically how I know that I got the right size in these is my toes don't touch the front right here because this area generally is not going to stretch very far. And the size of my feet may be a little bit cramped like here and like on the width part, but this area can stretch a little bit. So if it's like a little bit tight at first, then it's okay. And also if the tongue of the shoe is digging into your foot and is super uncomfortable and doesn't get better, then chances are they're probably too small for you. On the back of them, if it's a pair that hasn't been broken in yet because it's brand new or like new condition, then the heel of it will probably dig into your ankle. If it doesn't, it might be too loose. Since these are leather, they have to be worn and softened up for them to actually fit you. So if they're already like too gappy around your ankle when you get them, then you probably got the wrong size. This pair was actually really tight for me, but after I wore them for like a couple days, it was fine and they just stretched back out. And again, this pair when I walk kind of feels like when I move my leg up, my ankle like almost slips out of the shoe. And they just kind of like feel like flip-flops, if that makes sense. They're just 100% too loose for me. And I can put up with it because it's not like that big of a deal, but if I could, I would 100% size down in these. So my last question is what to do if you ordered the wrong size of Docs and they're too big or too small. So if they're too big, like these ones are too big for me, they're super loose at the ankle. And to solve that, I put this heel grip on there. This basically just puts like an extra layer in between my foot and the shoe, and it definitely helps a lot to keep my heel in place. One thing you could also try is buying a pair of insoles from their website. It'll also add like an extra layer and like secure your foot a little bit more. I should probably try that with these because honestly, like these are not working. Another thing you can do if they're too big is to tie them tightly, or if the laces are long enough, tie them around the boots. Or you can also try wearing either multiple layers of socks or thick socks, which is also useful for breaking them in. One thing you can try if your shoes are too small, like these ones are for me, is buying a shoe stretcher from Amazon. I'll link one down below that I think looks good. Personally, I have never tried using one of these, and I don't know how it's going to affect your leather. So just a disclaimer that I personally probably wouldn't try it, but if you really want your Docs to fit you and they're just too small, then that is something that you definitely could try. Another recommendation I have is to wear thin socks, but the problem with doing that with these, at least for me, is since they're so tight, they're so hard to break in, and I have to put like cushioning in there and also wear multiple layers of socks and sometimes band-aids on top of that too. So yeah, I don't know. I really hope my tips in this video helped you decide what size of Docs you want to get. And if you still aren't sure what size of Docs you should get, please comment below because I'm happy to answer your individual questions to make sure you get the correct size. And if this video did help you, I would really appreciate it if you liked, commented, and maybe even subscribed. Thank you so much for watching.